in progress. Okay, so why are we here? Why do we have to understand humanity and the culture that shapes us? Why do we have to understand humanity? Why don't we just leave things the way they are? Sorry, I actually prepared a slide, but I can't share it at the moment because my laptop is acting up. My husband tried to fix it, but couldn't respond. It's just a bit too slow for me this morning. I don't know, maybe the laptop still wants to go to bed, wants to sleep. So bear with me. I don't have a slide to share with you, but when I'm done, the recording will be here and we'll be able to share that with everybody. Thank you. So, like I was asking, why do we have to understand humanity? Why are we here? Why do we have to redefine culture? Why do we have to know about our culture and the things that shape us? So we need to understand humanity and the culture that shape us because it helps us to respect everybody, irrespective of their culture, and we are able to appreciate the diversities in us and add value to one another. And it helps us to prevent low self-esteem and depression because everyone needs to be loved, wanted, and respected. And also, we're able to serve others as teammates, friends, as and lovers against master slave relationships. And also, it eliminates unhealthy rivalry and competition and promotes peace and serenity. More so because a lot of people do not understand the power of definition. When there is no proper understanding of concepts, lies will be spread and we will live our lives at the mercy of whatever other people tell us. And we will be defined by what we are not and live our lives at the mercy of generational errors. So there are many errors that have been perpetrated in time past that are no longer relevant in this generation. For example, you hear statements like the first need of a woman is love, and the first need of a man is respect. And then you hear statements like men have ego. But the question is, have you ever seen a man who doesn't want to be loved? Because even the Bible, for those of us who are Christians, I'm a Christian, I'm unapologetically a Christian, and I am a believer of Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. So just in case you hear me mention the Bible or whatever, that's my belief. I believe in the Bible 100%. I have no apologies for that. So sorry for those who are not Christians. And so I might be talking about the Bible or talking about what the Bible says in some of my um discussions here. No apologies. Thank you. Um, we hear statements like the question is who have you ever met a man who doesn't want to be loved? Because even like I was saying, the Bible says we should love our enemies as we love ourselves. So I want to assume everybody would want to be loved. So irrespective of whether that person is a man or a woman, everybody needs love and everybody wants to be loved. So it is not a question of the first need of a man is love and the first need of a woman is respect, or the first need of a woman is respect, or the first need of a man is love. Or you hear statements like a man is logical and a woman is emotional. So the question is, what about HR practitioners who are women and or CEOs or they are MDs of conglomerates and they need logic to be able to run their companies because they can't use emotions to run their companies, so they need logic to run their companies. So what about those women who are MDs and CEOs and need logic to be able to run their companies? So what happens to them if we say the first need of a man, or we say a man is logical and a woman is emotional? You can't use emotion to run a system because if your company runs on emotions, you won't be able to go far. And everyone, so that what we have failed to realize is that everyone has ego, and everybody needs respect. Everybody needs love, and everybody needs respect, and everyone we see around us have ego. How do you know somebody has ego? By not by refusing to apologize when he's wrong or when she is wrong. When they offend somebody and they refuse to apologize, that is when you know that person has ego. So it doesn't matter whether that person is a man or a woman. Everybody has ego, and so everybody has ego and everybody has logic and emotions in them. The one you pay attention to the most or the one that becomes pronounced, that is when we mostly pay attention to. But everybody has ego and everybody has emotions. So when we pay attention to the ego, that is what is actually pronounced. But then everybody has ego and everybody has emotions. So I am sure when the research about this assumptions were made, it was proper to assume that men were logical because most of them went to war and most women stayed at home. But in our age and time, more women enroll in the army and they go to war, and more women work and own organizations and conglomerates. The dynamics have changed. So not like before when most women stayed at home without going to work because it is assumed that it is the duty of the woman to take care of the children. So then when those assumptions of men are logical and women are being emotional were made, it was proper to assume that at that time women stayed at home because of the belief of that time. And so most of our beliefs stem from our culture, and our culture shapes how we view things and people. So what is culture? Culture can be defined as the way of life of a people at every point and time. Culture can be defined as a way of life of a people at every point and time. This means that the culture of the past may be good for the past based on their reality, but may not be empowering for the future. Culture is progressive. The challenge is seeking to hold on to a culture when experience and current reality consistently show that it has outlived its usefulness. There was a time in history when women could not vote or own conglomerates or own organizations, but things have changed. A good culture must never restrict the potential of any human being. It must promote the best interests of all and create the best environment where the potential of everybody or everyone finds expression. So we're talking about culture, and if your culture or any other culture at all tries to stifle the potential of anybody, I think we need to rethink our culture. It is not culture. It is either a master-slave relationship or it is slavery. So if you think your culture is that kind of culture that says, oh, this person is not allowed to do this, when God has actually created them to do that, and that is what they are meant to do, to bless humanity and glorify God. But then if you put them in the background because you think it is your culture, then it is not a culture. It is something else. You need to have everything. So I have a question here for everybody. You can type your answer in the chat box if you want. So how excited would you be when your lovely daughter, whom you have trained to become the best pilot in the world and has just been hired to fly the president of the United States of America on a salary of 500,000 US dollars with US citizenship and 20,000 monthly allowance for her parents, comes to meet you and tell you that the man she wants to get married to have asked her not to take up the job, but has asked her to stay at home and to cook for him and to clean the house and take care of children. What would be your counsel to your daughter if your daughter should come home and tell you what I just mentioned, with all the salaries and all the benefits for you as a parent? What would be your counsel to your daughter if she comes home and tell you that, oh, getting this job or doing this job is going to interfere with my ability to stay at home and cook for my husband and take care of the children? What would be your counsel to your daughter? You can type your answer in the chat box if you want. I'm waiting for answers, please. Okay, I'm sure most of us or all of us would advise our daughter not to marry such a man because he will stifle her potential, stop her from fulfilling destiny, and it will actually, that man or that idea would stop us from being proud parents. So this situation is the same thing that happens in most homes where a female or a male are asked to stay at home to cook, clean, and take care of the children when God has created him or her to do more and to bless humanity, to fulfill destiny, and to glorify God. Because whatever it is we're doing as human beings, whatever potential we want to fulfill or whatever destiny we want to fulfill, it should do two things. It should bless God, it should bless humanity, it should glorify God, and it should bless humanity. If it doesn't bless humanity, if it doesn't glorify God, then it is something else we're doing. That man is asking for war. See? that man is actually asking for war. Somebody has to respond. Actually, that is war. He's really asking for war. He's asking for trouble. Um, so so when we ask any, maybe the man or the woman is asked to stay at home to cook, to clean, and to take care of the children, they are being asked not to fulfill destiny. They are being asked to just stay at home or stay and do nothing and be nothing even. And so the problem now is, it is not a problem if somebody stays at home to take care of the children, but that should be done out of mutual agreement between the man or the woman. But if it is done under duress, then that is the problem. It is the problem if it won't be easy to agree with him. See, you're right. So if there's a mutual agreement between the man and the woman that somebody should stay at home and take care of the children, that's a different ballgame entirely, but not when it is done under duress. So most of the time, a man or a woman is asked to stay at home and take care of the children, forgetting that parenting is not the same as proximity. It takes a lot of knowledge, deliberate action, and intentionality to raise children. The problem is we tend to treat others wrongly or with judgment, but we treat ourselves with mercy and empathy. So if this kind of situation happens around you, where you think, oh, this is the woman is meant to stay at home and take care of the children, or you try to stifle the creativity of your wife or your husband, so you're actually acting like that man who would ask his wife to stay at home and take care of children with all the benefits. But if it is done under mutual agreement between the two of you, that's a different thing entirely. But then when you ask that person or whoever it is, man or woman or your child or your daughter, you say, oh no, you are a woman. The woman's place is in the kitchen. You're not meant to go to uni. You're not meant to go to college. Stay at home and take care of the children. Then that's a problem. So you're treating other people with judgment, but then you're treating yourself with mercy. By you being out there fulfilling the destiny, blessing humanity, glorifying God, but then you asking the other person to stay at home and do nothing and do nothing. I know there's a place where your ministry can be, you can stay at home and take care of the children and still bless God. But then that is not all that you were created to do. You're not just created to come to this world, give birth, and just stay at home and do all of that. There's more to us. There's more to what we can do. It is not all about staying at home and giving birth and having children. I have another question again. Like I said, I do questions a lot. I love questions. What is your definition of the following? Male, man, you can type your answers in the comment box. Female, woman, and what is the difference between a male and a husband, a female and a wife, and who is superior between a male and a female, and which is superior between the sperm and the ovary, and who is superior between a male child and a female child. Did you get the question? What is the difference? What's your definition, sorry, of male, man, woman, and what is the difference between male, a husband, a female, a wife, who is superior between a male and a female, and which is superior between a sperm, ovary, and who is superior between a male child and a female child? If you have the answers, you can type them if you want. Can we stay muted, please? And then we can just chat if possible. So our voices won't be superimposing on each other. Okay, if there are no answers, I will just carry on. So is there any difference? If they are, what are they? Is there any difference between all the questions, all the things I mentioned? If they are, what are the difference? So if your definition cannot cross the boundaries of your culture, because like I said, we all have a culture, we all came from somewhere. So if your definition cannot cross the boundary of your culture, you need to rethink it. The definition of your culture may not be able to change the world except if it is a culture that is based on love, fairness, and equal opportunity for everybody. You should check your definition of man, woman, male, and female and place it on the equity fairness, and equal opportunity scale. If you place your definition on the scale of equal opportunity, love, and fairness, and it doesn't pass this test, that's the test of love, fairness, and equal opportunity, you need to disregard it. You need to discard it. You need to have a rethink. If it does not pass the test of fairness, equal opportunity, and love. So whatever it is we are doing, we should be reduced to love. For me, I have been reduced to love. Whatever it is I am doing, if it is not going to show that I love somebody, if it is not based on love, I won't do it. I would not do it, and I don't want to participate in that. If it is not based on love, we shouldn't do it. You will agree that none is more important than the other because the sperm is useless without the ovary. Like I said, the sperm is useless without the ovary, and the ovary is useless without the sperm. Nature tells us none is more important, they collaborate. Nature tells us that none is more important. The sperm and the ovary, they collaborate because there's no sperm without the ovary, and the ovary cannot reproduce itself. It is useless without the sperm. So the sperm is male and the ovary is female. We both need each other. The concept of equality should not be subject to debate because we all need each other and we occupy different roles. So if you understand who we are, if you understand your identity and your role, you'll be able to understand that God created us because we are all different. We are all equal before God, but then we are created to fulfill different roles. I feel all dependent on the other. Yes, we are actually all dependent on the other. Thank you so much for that. So God made man in his image. Unfortunately, many think God made male. God made man in his image, but many people think God made male. So we have the male and the female. As far as I'm concerned, we have only two genders, the male and the female. And as far as family system engineering is concerned, that's my what we do. We believe we have only two genders. So God made man in his image. Unfortunately, many think God made male. A man means humanity or mankind. Man means humanity or mankind, which is the inherent ability to think, act, create, and deliver values that make the world a better place in service to God and humanity. Once upon a time, the male was elevated. Our world was called a man's world, but we were still not happy. And lately, a lot has been done on the girl child and women empowerment, yet we are still unhappy. You wonder why we can't seem to accept ourselves, where none is superior to the other, and where we support each other to add value to humanity in our own unique way. What if everything we taught or we knew about womanhood or womanhood was wrong? Male and female are humanity expressed in the masculine and feminine gender. Male and female are humanity expressed in the masculine and feminine gender. So another question again, you can answer if you want. Who is superior between males and females in the following areas? Who is superior between the male and the female or between males and females in the following areas? In leadership, so who is superior in between the male and the female? In leadership, integrity, intelligence, creativity, stupidity, and scandal. So if you feel you as a man or you as a male, you are superior to the woman, fine. Or if you as a woman or you feel you are superior to the male, good. But then now the question is who is superior in all of this? In leadership, in integrity, in intelligence, in creativity, in stupidity. So if you think you're superior as the man in everything, you should be able to now realize that. Then take it. You're superior in everything, right? So you are superior in stupidity as well and scandals. Or if as a woman you think you're superior in everything, then take it. You're superior in let's give you everything, let's give it to you. You're superior in stupidity and scandals as well. But if we feel we're all equal before God and we're all equal and all we do is to complement each other, then we're all going to make sure we work together. We complement each other. We work together. Like when you're not going the right way, I act like a encouragement to you and then keep pushing you forward to fulfill destiny. The truth is, there is no superiority of spirits between the male and the female dominion spirits. God did not breathe an inferior spirit into women or men. God breathed the same spirit into everyone. That is why we all look like God. Our major difference is basic biology. We all look like God. Um, Difference is just biology. I think,
Yes,
sorry, let me just go through this chat. Somebody just sent a chat. I think superiority in those aspects should be based on who can do better rather than gender. Thank you very much for that. Yes. So, like I was saying, our major difference is basic biology. It has nothing to do with intelligence, ability to learn, competency, or superiority. So the difference is just basic biology, and that is God made it so because of the different roles we're going to fulfill in life. So the world we live started with man, where man is humanity and humankind. God did not
hmm?
begin the world. Sorry, I think I need to mute this person because I can't hear myself. Very sorry. I just need to mute everybody. Okay. So the world we live started with man, where man is humanity and humankind. God did not begin the world with males. He started the earth with humanity. The statement, let us make man in our image, this is a statement from the Bible. The statement, let us make man in our image, is not gender specific, but humankind or humanity specific. One of the greatest errors in the world is our inability to separate our identities from our role. So our identity is male and female, and then our role is you being either a wife or a husband. I'll come to that. I'll explain more on that soon. Most times, people teach man as husband and woman as wife. You forget that the concepts of male and husband are different, and the idea of female and a wife are not the same. When your identity is unknown, you will live a life based on error and lives will be damaged. If we do not know our identity and we cannot separate our identity from our roles, our lives will be damaged and we'll live from one generational error to another. Until we separate our identities from our roles, we all are equal. We exercise superiority in accordance with the situation at hand. Okay, thank you. When your identity is unknown, you will live a life based on error and lives will be damaged. Until we separate our identities from our roles, we will define our lives by our roles and limit ourselves. A man's leadership only comes into play where family life is concerned. So now, man, okay, this so it's going to be. I'm going to be using that interchangeably. Like man, now we're talking about the male man, yeah. So now the male's leadership only comes into play where only where family life is concerned, and it is for management purpose and not for domineering. So you as a male, your leadership only comes into play where family life is concerned, and it is only for the sake of management purpose and not for domineering. It is not for you to dominate your wife and use her as a doormat. It's not for you to ask her to shut up when she has a superior um, um, idea, or when she has an idea for the family, an idea that will be able to move the family forward. It's not for you to ask her to shut up because you think she does not have a voice or she's just a woman. I know all of us are Africans and we have a very, should I say, a terrible kind of belief when it comes to how women are mostly treated in some homes. I didn't say all homes, some homes. Women are badly treated where they don't even have a voice. They are seen as property that can be acquired by everybody and be treated the way they want. So, in most homes or in most societies in Africa or even here in the West, some even in some families, because it depends on what you see going on when you have been coming up, like from your family, from your home, and all that. It depends on what you see in your family, and then if you get married with that kind of idea, you carry it on and then begin to treat your wife as a doormat or begin to treat your husband as nothing. So Your leadership as a man comes into place when family life is concerned, that is just for the sake of management and not for you to dominate your wife. You can't just go around asking every woman to respect you because you are a man. People should respect you because you are a human being. So I am not saying the women shouldn't respect the men or the men shouldn't respect the women. What I am saying is everybody should respect everybody for the sake of that person being a human being. And you can't go around saying, oh, I'm a man, you have to respect me and all that. No, people should respect you because you are a human being, not because you are a man. And you can't go around to everybody's house and asking somebody's wife to lie down and feed you or to kneel down and give you food because you think you are a man. People should respect you because you are a human being, and you should go to your own house and do your leadership style and whatever you want to do, not when you go to other people's houses and then you demand respect from their wives. When you are at home, you do whatever you want to do and demand your respect because you are the leader in the house, and that is for the sake of leadership. But not when you come to other people's houses, you demanding respect. I know it happens in Africa. Somebody comes to your house and then he wants you to treat him like you treat your husband. For me, I will treat you because you are a human. I will treat you with respect because you are a human being, but I won't treat you because you think you are a man. I will respect you based on the fact that you are created in the image of God. And your family is like a nation. So in family system engineering, we call families nations because every family has the potential of becoming a nation, just like the family of Jacob was had the potential of becoming a nation. That is the family of Jacob. Israel came out from the nation of Israel came from the family of Jacob. Um, so your family is like a nation. Most nations have presidents and vice presidents. So in this case, the husband is like the president, while the wife is the vice president. So most times the president is not the richest, he's not the wealthiest, he's not the smartest, he's not the most intelligent. We all know that. We've had presidents in Nigeria and other countries that the president was never and is not even the smartest, the wealthiest, or the richest, or the most intelligent. But then he is the president because of the sake of leadership. So your family is like a nation. So you as the man is you are the president, and your wife is the vice president. So the president is simply the one who has been saddled with the responsibility of creating an ideal environment where the potential of everyone would find expression. So, as a man, what you should be doing is creating an environment where everybody's potential will be able to find expression. That is your responsibility, that is your duty. Where your wife, your children are able to find their potentials, are able to find expression instead of you stifling them and telling them to keep quiet, telling them to shut up and not do nothing and be nothing. Because you think you're the man, you have the last say. This is my house. I have the final say. I can do whatever I want with everybody, and you have no right to question my authority. But you, as the man, you should be able to create an ideal environment, create the right resources so that everybody's potential will find expression. So until a man understands who a husband is and the true essence of a wife, he will not maximize her potential and the wife will limit herself. This is why God ensures the sperm will be useless without the ovary as proof that none of us is superior and we will always need each other. So the husband goes out of order the moment he considers himself superior to his wife and the wife inferior to himself. If you remember that time when we were all children, we didn't even care about the difference between us. When we were children, we didn't even know that there was a difference. We all played, we didn't care about anything. We didn't care about who is superior and who is inferior. And even when we were courting, like for those of us who dated maybe for months or weeks or years before you got married to your husband, at that time when you were dating or at that time when you were courting, you didn't even remember anything about superiority or inferiority. All you care about was love. And you were so much in love that you didn't care about anything. And then I wonder what suddenly happened after marriage. After getting married, then things begin to change and the man becomes the alpha omega and the woman becomes the doormat. Or sometimes in other situations, the woman becomes the alpha omega and the husband becomes something else. Nobody is allowing the other person to feel potential. So now consider this cultural beliefs. An unmarried man is not an unmarried person, sorry, is not entirely responsible. Women are homemakers, The way into a man's heart is through his belly, so every woman must learn how to cook. If a man cannot provide for his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. His money is our money, but my money is my money. Or her money is our money, but my money is my money. It is okay for a man to commit adultery and be forgiven, but a woman who does the same does not deserve mercy. You must never allow a third party into your marriage because marriage is between you, your wife, your husband, and God. It is our brother's or son's house, and we can do whatever we like as an extended family. After all, the woman is a property. So all this I've mentioned, just consider all these cultural beliefs. And now what you should do with all these cultural beliefs now is to test them against the following questions. What was the culture? What was this? Sorry, why was this culture or belief created? Why was all this beliefs created? What was the state of the mind of the creators of this culture and beliefs? What was their level of exposure of these creators of all these beliefs that I just mentioned? What exactly was the motive of the culture and why was it created? Does this culture or this beliefs promote the best interest of everyone and allow everybody to fulfill potential or to bless humanity or to live to their full potential? So all these things I've mentioned, do all of this allow people to fulfill destiny or to bless humanity? So we all have our, we all, we've, I'm sure we've all heard of this. And sometimes we fail to troubleshoot them. So why was this created? Like one of them is if a man cannot provide, like people keep saying, if a man cannot provide for his family, he has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. I think there's a concept, there's a pretext and a subtext to all of that. It's in the Bible. But then people use it to just trip other people for not providing for them. And here, this was mentioned by Paul in the Bible, and it wasn't talking about a man in particular. It says if any, or if anyone, or if any. So instead of tripping other people for not helping you or for not providing for you, why not go back and read the whole text to be able to find out why was this statement made and who was it made for? And it wasn't even made for people talking about just family like that. It was talking about if you cannot provide for family, and it was related to widows. So it wasn't just talking about you providing for anybody like that. And so, what value do you think the following people have added to our world, irrespective of their gender? Thomas Edison, Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, Malala Yousafzai, Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, Martin Luther King Jr., and Rosa Parks. What value do we think they've added to our world, irrespective of their gender? So I'm going to do some definitions here. So we separated them into two. So the first one is the cultural belief, which we tagged as disempowering belief. And the second one will be the empowering belief. So the first one, I'm going to go with the cultural. Sorry, I'm not able to share my slide. I had this on the slide and it was almost perfect. But then, sorry. So now I'm going to do the cultural and disempowering definition. So the first one, I'm going to define a man. So the disempowering or the cultural belief definition now. The cultural definition of a man is the human species that is superior to everyone. The human species that is superior to everyone. And now male, according to the cultural definition, if male is a superior gender created to rule everyone else, irrespective of his intelligence and ability. Female, a female is a weaker vessel whose potential is expressed in the kitchen, bedroom, and through motherhood. Husband, the breadwinner, an ATM, whose role is to provide for the family and command respect and obedience without any contrary opinion. He is a king that must be worshipped, lest he gets angry. Wife, The wife is the homemaker, bed warmer, baby production factory, the cook, and all-purpose species whose submission must be activated even when she has a superior idea to assist the family. Marriage. Marriage is the process of a man and a woman coming together to start a family where the man takes the lead and the woman follows. So that's the cultural definition. So now we're going to the empowering definition. So the empowering definition for a man says man means humankind or humanity. Man means humankind or humanity. Male. A male is the image and character of the invisible God, expressed in the masculine body for earth management, rulership, and dominion. Female. A female is a feminine expression of the male. If a female is the visible image and character of the invisible God, expressed in the feminine body for earth's management, rulership, and dominion. Husband. A husband is a role assigned to a male. So now what we should realize is it is not every man that will be a husband, and it is not every husband. Sorry, it is not every man that will be a husband, and it is not every woman that will be a wife. I will explain that further. So a husband is a role assigned to a male person. A husband comes from the word bridegroom, which means the groomer of the bride. Bridegroom. So somebody who grooms his bride. Therefore, a husband can be seen as a gardener because if you're meant to groom something, so it's just like you becoming a gardener because that is what a gardener does. He grooms the garden and makes it beautiful to be able to produce much crops. So therefore, a husband can be seen as a gardener equipped with the responsibility to transform a bush into a garden and a garden into an oasis, deploying his grooming and nurturing ability to transform a raw material into a finished product, to make heaven visible on earth. A wife is a role a woman assumes. A wife is a role a woman assumes. So it is not every woman that is a wife. It is not every woman that is a wife. You can't just see every woman and assume she's a wife and want to treat her as a wife or want her to behave like a wife. A wife is a helper given to the man that only God would have supplied in ensuring the dominion mandate achieved. She is a helper and a compass that ensures a man stays on the right course in fulfilling his destiny. Marriage. Marriage is the coming together of a man and a woman from two different nations to create a new nation. So, like I said, we refer to families as a nation. So, this is the coming together of man and a woman from two different nations to create a new nation. So, your family is referred to as a nation. So, wherever you come from, is the two of you coming together from two different nations to create another nation that will promote the best interest of all and whose culture will give our world rest. Now, the role of a husband or a wife does not define the identity of a man or a woman. The role of a husband or a wife does not does not define the identity of a man and a woman, or of a man or a woman. So what it means is that it is not like I mentioned earlier, it is not every man that will be a husband, and it is not every woman that must be a wife. Whether you are a husband or a wife, as a human being, as a man or as a woman, you should be able to fulfill destiny, bless humanity, and glorify God without necessarily getting married. Because as we know, it is not everybody that wants to get married. It is not everybody that wants to get married, and people should be allowed to decide when they are ready to get married instead of being pushed to get married by the society. The woman can fulfill her purpose without becoming a wife. Likewise, a man can live to his full potential without becoming a husband. He can be able to bless humanity without taking up the role of a husband. Taking up the roles of a wife or a husband should be a matter of choice, not one that is forced on people by the society. When people can assume these roles intentionally, they will be able to function to maximum expectation. as we all know, the rate of divorce is becoming too high for the world. Like the world has never seen what is happening right now in marriage. I know of somebody who just got married like literally some weeks ago, and then now they are divorced. What happened? She wasn't ready. She was pushed into marriage. Marriage is good for me, as far as I'm concerned. Marriage is good. It is the people in the marriage that make it either bitter or sweet. But then people should be allowed to get married when they are ready. The society shouldn't push people into getting married just because they think they are of age or because they think they have everything necessary to get married. No, people should be allowed to get married when they are ready instead of being pushed into getting married. I know of somebody again who was asked to get married because he has been a naughty person. So he was asked to get married because when he gets married, he's going to behave himself. In Africa, this happens a lot. Like somebody will be like, oh no, you should go and get married. When he's married, he'll be responsible. An irresponsible person does not automatically becomes anointed and becomes responsible just because they are married. There are some rare cases where people get married and all of a sudden they change, which is good, but then it does not always happen. So that is why people should be ready. They should be ready mentally, physically, emotionally, and even spiritually before they get into marriage. Because if they are able to do that, if they are mentally and spiritually or physically ready, they go into marriage and they'll be able to meet the expectations of marriage and they'll be able to allow their spouses to be the best version of themselves. So when we keep this definition or when we keep everything simple, we'll be able to work to complement each other and fulfill destiny and give our world rest. We will begin to treat people based on the value they have added to themselves and to our world instead of treating them based on their gender or treating them based on who they are not. So we're able to keep things simple. We'll be able to allow everybody to fulfill destiny and to be able to bless humanity. And we will treat each other with respect, knowing that whatever I do to you, I do to myself, and what affects you affects me. So we're able to keep all of this simple and realize that we are meant to complement each other. We are meant to push each other to become the best version of ourselves. We'll be able to know that what I do to you, I do to myself. Whatever affects you affects me. There's a concept we call in family system engineering, we call it Ubuntu, meaning togetherness, meaning humanity, meaning like we call each other family. Whatever I do to you, I do to myself. So if you're crying, I should be able to feel hurt because you are part of me. We are together. So that is why whatever I want to do, I should be able to think of the next person instead of just doing things for my own selfish reasons and not remember my next fellow human being, what will affect the other person. So since God did not put an inferior spirit in the female, and a superior spirit in the male. That is why every human being must be able to develop themselves to the highest level without judgment. So we shouldn't judge other people because they are male or female. We should allow each other to be able to go out there and do what we can to bless humanity and glorify God. I'm sure you're tired of me talking about blessing humanity and glorify God. That is the essence of life. That is why we are created. We should bless humanity and glorify God. That is the essence of our lives. Discover, so everybody should be, if you're able to remember and understand that nobody is inferior or nobody is superior, we should be able to discover and deliver, allow everybody to discover and deliver their vision without restrictions. We should be able to allow everybody to find a passion and be able to, or to be free to pursue them once it adds value to humanity. And we should be able to allow everybody to enjoy the freedom to think, create, express their minds, make mistakes and correct the mistakes. We should be able to allow everybody to choose to either get married once they find a suitable partner or choose to be single without any form of discrimination or pressure. And lastly, how will you handle the opposite sex in your life after all has been said and done, after all the things I've said? How will you be able to handle the opposite sex in your life? Now we're not talking just about your wife, we're not talking about your sister, but the next woman you see around you. How would you be able to talk to her, to relate to her? Now that you know that you're not superior and she's not superior, you're not inferior, she's not inferior. We're all created by God, we're all equal before God, and all we're meant to do is to complement each other. What will you start doing differently from today? What cultural belief will you change? What cultural belief, or will you still go around telling people, oh, women are emotional, men are logical. The first need of a man is respect. The first need of a woman is love. Or we say women are feelers. Or women are feelers. Men are whatever. Or women are warmers. And something that's some kind of funny statements that people make. Or we say a woman is a multiplier, a man is a whatever. Everybody should be able to multiply everything that has been given to them. Because that is what God expects from us. That is the like the parable of the parable of the sower. We should be able to multiply everything that God has given into our hands. So whether a man or a woman, everybody should be a multiplier. How would you feel if your wife is not a good thinker? If you say a man is a thinker, a woman is a feeler, your wife. So how would you not think? How would you feel if they don't think? And all you think is the man should be the one who should think, or the woman shouldn't think. How would you feel? Or what belief can you now embrace and promote? What belief would you now embrace and promote? And can you visualize the results that can happen if you embrace a new culture and promote the best interest of everyone in your family? So, with all said and done, how would you be able to fit your family members, your sisters, your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, and the next woman you see around you or the next man you see around you? Thank you. I'm done. Hello, I'm done. Any questions, Mr. Aaron? Are you here?
Okay, I think Aaron is having a little issue with his laptop, so we can just take questions from those of us that are around. Okay, I think he's back. Hello, Aaron. So I think we can take questions. So any questions? You have question? I think you can just indicate by raising up your hand so that you will be allowed to ask questions. So any questions? Okay.
If you don't want to speak, you can just type the questions if you want, if that's okay with you.
I think we can. Thank you so much, Caleb. Yeah, we can take questions. We can take contributions from anyone from all the participants. So please, let's feel free to type in our questions or ask verbally.
Hmm.
Yeah, Caleb, you can go ahead, please. Caleb, go ahead. So that I shouldn't be mute again. So Caleb, please take charge. Go ahead.
Okay, no questions. None of us is saying anything. We can just type it, or you can just raise up your hand and take questions. If there's none, I think we can just round up.
All right. Mine is not actually a question. Mine is not actually a question. I would like to just say it's quite an interesting one this evening for us here. Um, an eye opener. Um, on it's
Thank you.
quite elaborating, and then for me it's the niche I'm actually looking at from the normal gender equality, equity stuff that has been happening recently around the world and everything, that we'll be able to just know that we're all equal. We're all equal and we have equal opportunities. We have equal rights to do things, and being able to give our little quota to life and then to impact generally. So someone else could list could do this, and then you could see the bias mindset in the person. But for me tonight, it's very enlightening. It's very educative, and I think going forward, we'll be able to do better. Culture, humanity, and then all in all, being able to stand at what love speaks more than any other thing. So thank you so much, Ma. It's really educative this night. Thank you so much. From my side, I think that's just a little comment I'll just put up. I don't know from others, but for me, today is quite interesting. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think from my end, I'll also make a little comment. Thank you very much, Ma, for this. This is a very balanced perspective, very balanced, and it's making me see things in a whole different way, and it's quite good. So thank you very much for this time, and let what we're doing be in love. That is one of the strong things I pick. Let what we're doing be in love, not coming out of a biased mind, and not just taking cultures and running with them without asking where are they coming from, why were they even said, were they a pretext. And this is just a wonderful session. Thank you very much. It was key.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Can you just hold on? We also have a comment from Mr. Caleb, Mr. Jacob. He said you have said a lot in a summary, and that gave me a big picture of a lot in a different way or the right way. So that's a comment from Mr. Jacob George.
Thank you.
We have Mr. Raymond Theophilus, an elder brother, a mentor, that joined us during while the session was going on from YMCA. I believe he must have seen the from YMCA Gombe here. We also have Mr. Abdon Sada, lecturer with Gombe State University. We'll really be pleased to hear your voices and have your comments too, please, Mr. Abdon, Mr. Raymond, please. And also we have Beatrice Rozak, who joined us during the meet. So please, any one of you could actually say something. We'll really be glad to hear from you.
Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yep.
Thank
Loud
you,
and
thank you. All right, thank you most profoundly, and to UI. And thanks also to the team. But first, my apologies. I joined late and actually wasn't paying attention. I'm busy multitasking, putting things in order. But I was blessed nonetheless. Was able to those things you mentioned. They were actually reaffirming to all these values that we uphold, and it is upon those values that today we are standing and making us to think more rationally. So thank you so much, Ma, for reaffirming those. And I know for most of us may serve as a new, for others it serve as a reminder. Thank you so much for putting your thought, your intellect, your skills, and sharing it. Ordinarily, we will have paid thousands of naira to attend this training, but we are getting it at the platter of gold. So we are most grateful, Ma, for sharing. And special thanks to the team for putting this together. It's very empowering, very engaging. And I just want to also appeal for more and more of it in different perspectives. This will enable us to put things in perspective, especially for the younger generation as we grow up. A lot of identity crisis everywhere, coupled with the economy, which ordinarily would justify some action. But as we have seen today, there is no cause for justification. What is wrong, regardless of the person and the motive. So thanks again to all of you, Aaron, for providing the opportunity for us to learn and relearn. Thanks again, Auntie White. We hope to hear more and more of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Glad to hear your voice here. Thank you so much. Jacob George has this also to say. He said, I feel we need this kind of presentation in our homes, and younger people should know this early in life so as to make things easier as we relate with one another." So
Yeah.
yes. So it's true. Thank you so much, Jacob. Thank you so much, Mr. Raymond, Theophilus. Sir Abdon, can we hear from you if you're still with us? Could get your own comments.
Hello.
Hi, sir. We can hear you loud and
Yes.
clear.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's actually a very powerful one. I want to appreciate Yeson for a very powerful presentation. And this is something that is very needful, especially in our generation. And that is why we are really excited and we are happy, Ma, for all that you have said. And I'm really happy to see you once again after a very long time. I can see that the Lord is good on your face and He's also good in your heart and your brain, and we give God the glory. We really thank you for all that you have done. I believe, just like the others have said, this is something that we really need in times like this, because these are insights that will help the future generation to see how we can pattern our journeys. For us who are still young and still on the path that you have already tread, we know that these things will actually serve as good foundations for us. And I really appreciate you for putting us through this. And we pray that God will continue to increase you more. And we pray that God will continue to open more doors for such opportunities so that we can continue to hear more from you and many others. I'm really excited, even though I wish that many voices and many ears will have heard this, but I've seen that it has been recorded, so I know that others will get to hear it even after now. I pray that God is going to help us in Jesus' name. Thank you very much, Ma.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, thank you so much, Sir Abdon. Good to hear your voice too. We have one Joy Hassan. I don't know if it is a Mrs. or a Miss. Thank you so much, Joy Hassan, for joining from the beginning. I think Miss Joy has been on this platform from beginning. So I don't know if do we have any comment from you, Joy? If you can hear us loud and clear, do you have any comment from you? Do you have anything from you?
Okay, good evening, Charles and Ma.
Good, good evening, Joy.
Yeah, yeah, actually, I've learned a lot tonight. Yeah, I've learned a lot out here, even though network tried to take me out. I could just, um, thank you all blessed and added value.
Yeah, even though the network it's a little bit cracky, but we were able to hear that. Yeah, learned a lot. Uh, okay. Razak Bitrus, Mr. Razak, anything from you? Razak is one of our project managers here at Inspire and is also our staff with Society for Family Health here in Nigeria. So, Mr. Razak, do you have anything from you?
Um, Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to be here. Though not very excited. I joined very late. I got carried away. I just came back from a meeting in church, and that was why I was not able to catch up from the beginning. But like Mr. Abdon was saying, I seriously believe that we'll have access to the recording so that we can actually follow through. Thank you very much, Ma. It is our prayer that the Lord will bless you, and then more and more opportunities will be granted unto you to be able to speak and mold us and our younger ones. Thank you very much, Aaron. Thank you for all the planning and everything. God bless you. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Daddy Jamal. See the beautiful family. Regards to them. So I think we've gotten feedback from almost everyone that followed us. I really am excited. But just like it says, sometimes the best is reserved for just few to plant the seed. But I want to tell you, Ma, that the few of us that have been online this evening are greatly impacted, and distance is actually not a barrier to impact. I believe so. And thank you so much for availing yourself to us. Here for us, it's almost resting time, but you had to cut off your sleep and other things to be online with us. You've been tracking the meeting. Thank you so much. On behalf of the entire Inspire Development Initiative, we're really grateful for your time and for the impact you've led to us. Please, I want to tell you boldly and very categorically that you will see more invitations from us, more invitations. So just plan. We'll have more of these. We'll have more of these. Even if it is just 5 of us or 10 of us that will keep coming here, I promise you that we'll keep. Yes, we'll keep knocking on your door. We'll keep knocking on your door to have you around. Thank you so much. Just like I said, I've apologized on behalf of Mr. Amin Maori. Truly, I believe if not for the event this evening here in Gombe, he will definitely, definitely he will be online to follow up. But I believe so much is on him, and he will render his own apology himself. I believe after now to you. But on behalf of the entire team, thank you so much. And I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, Caleb Sada, for always being my wingman. Caleb has been a great support to Inspire Initiative at large. Thank you so much, Caleb. Thank you so much, Jacob, for following. Thank you so much, Joy. Thank you so much, Aaron, my namesake. Aaron has been joining. Aaron, we've not gotten your feedback. Sorry, but I believe you've been following and you've also gotten something to go home with this night. Thank you so much, Naomi Cobones have been following too. I believe network hasn't been really favorable to her, but I believe she has gotten something. So, to cut the long short, thank you so much. It's a great time, great opportunity for all of us, and we wish you the best, Ma. We hope this this partnership will continue whether we like it or not. This partnership will definitely continue. We're really grateful. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'll put, yes, I'll put the dot here to full to stop so that we could be able to face up with other things and allow you also face the day. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our regards to the family over there. Send our love to them and all the regards and wish you the best, man.
Thank you very much. And I will send the recording once I'm able to download it to who should I send it, Aaron or Tina? Because I think I chatted with both of you on WhatsApp. So who should I send it to? So you'll be able
Anybody,
to
man. We're all, yeah,
go
any
ahead.
one of us. Yeah,
Okay,
any one
no
of us.
problem. I'll send it to one of you once I'm able to get the recording so you can share with the rest of the group.
We would really be grateful. Thank you so much, man. All right, to all of us here, it's a good night, and to you there, good morning, ma. All right.